Delivery jobs might seem mundane, but every now and then they can turn into a nightmarish experience. Tonight, we dive into the chilling world of real-life delivery horror stories that will leave you questioning what truly happens when the sun goes down. Welcome to another spine-tingling episode where we explore the dark and unsettling tales of delivery drivers who encountered the unexplainable. These stories are more than just eerie accounts. They're a glimpse into the unknown, where ordinary deliveries become terrifying ordeals. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where the next knock on the door could lead to an unforgettable encounter with the supernatural. Let's begin with our first story of the night. Our first story takes place in the remote rural areas of Vermont. Kevin was no stranger to these areas, where he delivered packages. The roads wound through dense, shadowy forests. The only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. Kevin loved the solitude and adventure that came with each delivery. But on October 12, 2019, he didn't return. When search parties went looking, they found his van abandoned by the roadside near the Green Mountain National Forest. The van stood alone, its headlights flickering as if sending a distress signal into the night. As they searched, the locals mentioned seeing strange lights in the sky on the night Kevin disappeared, like glowing orbs dancing above the treetops. Their voices called out into the darkness, but the only response was the eerie silence of the night. The fear and confusion grew with each passing hour, leaving a haunting mystery unsolved. To this day, Kevin's disappearance remains an enigma, a chilling reminder of the unknown lurking in the wilderness. If you enjoy our content, please like, share, and subscribe to the Phantasmal Eternity. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new contents. Our next story takes place at the edge of Clifton, New Jersey. There stood a secluded house shrouded in mist, its windows like dark, unblinking eyes. In March 2017, Maria, a diligent pizza delivery driver, started receiving calls from this house. Each time she delivered, no one answered the door, but payment was always left on the doorstep. Each visit left Maria more unsettled, the hair on the back of her neck prickling with unease. Determined to uncover the truth, Maria did some digging and found out the house had been abandoned for years. Her last visit was the most terrifying. A cold sweat broke out on her forehead as she saw a shadow move behind the curtain, only to disappear as quickly as it came. The chilling realization that she had been delivering to an empty house left her terrified. Reports from locals hinted that the house had a tragic history, with the previous owner mysteriously vanishing in the 1980s, adding to the house's haunted reputation. Our third story takes place in Salem, Massachusetts. On October 31, 2020, Tom, a courier, was sent to an old cottage deep in the woods. The cottage was a relic of the past. Its walls were covered in ivy, and the windows were cracked and dirty. Despite his apprehension, Tom felt a sense of duty to deliver the package. As he stepped inside, the air was musty, filled with the scent of decay. Each step he took seemed to echo through the empty rooms. Inside, he found the place filled with antique dolls, all staring blankly. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized the old woman who had invited him in had vanished. The silent, staring dolls seemed to mock his fear, leaving him in a panic as he fled the eerie cottage. Later, Tom learned that the cottage had been uninhabited for decades, and the old woman he saw matched the description of a former resident who had died in the early 1900s. Our fourth story takes place in Arlington, Virginia. Lisa, a delivery driver, worked in a suburban neighborhood where the houses stood in neat rows, their manicured lawns belying the strange occurrences that plagued the area in the summer of 2020. Packages kept disappearing from doorsteps moments after being delivered. Curious and brave, Lisa decided to investigate. She hid nearby after making a delivery, the minutes ticking by slowly, each second stretching into an eternity. Her breath caught in her throat as shadowy figures emerged, their movements swift and unnatural, leaving her frozen in place. The figures, indistinct blurs on security cameras, only added to the mystery and fear surrounding the vanishing packages. Neighbors reported similar incidents, describing the figures as dark and faceless, adding to the chilling atmosphere of the community. Our fifth story takes place in Chicago, Illinois. Jake, a food delivery driver, was called to an apartment building known for its ghost stories. On November 13, 2021, he was tasked with delivering to apartment 13. The building loomed over the street, its facade cracked and weathered, an ominous presence among the modern structures. Skeptical but curious, Jake approached apartment 13, his steps growing heavier with each passing moment. The hallway was dimly lit, the number 13 glowing faintly in the gloom. As Jake knocked on the door, whispers grew louder, seeming to come from all around him. An icy hand touched his shoulder, turning to find only empty air. The terror and confusion of the supernatural experiences left Jake shaken to his core. Later, he discovered that the building had a history of paranormal activity, with previous tenants reporting sightings of ghostly apparitions and unexplained noises. Our final and last story takes place in Bakersfield, California. On December 5, 2018, Sam, a diligent but cautious delivery driver, was assigned a late-night delivery to an isolated farmhouse. The farmhouse stood alone in a sea of darkness, its windows like black holes swallowing the last light of day. Sam's footsteps quickened as he placed the package on the porch, the silence pressing in on him like a tangible force. The next day, Sam was informed that the package had never been received. Confused, he retraced his steps, only to find out the house had been demolished months earlier. A chill ran down his spine as he realized the impossibility of his delivery, the farmhouse a phantom of the past. The eerie delivery left him questioning reality itself, as others had reported seeing the house appear and disappear in the same location over the years. Tonight, we've journeyed through the mysterious disappearance of Kevin in the remote forests of Vermont, the eerie phantom calls to Maria in Clifton, the terrifying antique-filled cottage that Tom encountered in Salem, the shadowy figures that plagued Lisa's deliveries in Arlington, the haunted apartment that left Jake frozen in fear in Chicago, and the impossible delivery to a ghostly farmhouse that haunted Sam in Bakersfield. Each story leaves us with unanswered questions and a sense of dread that lingers long after the tale is told. As you wait for your next delivery, remember these stories and wonder, what might be lurking in the shadows of your doorstep? The world of delivery drivers holds more secrets than we can imagine, and sometimes the journey is more frightening than the destination. If you enjoyed these stories, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Have your own creepy delivery experience? Share it in the comments below. We love hearing your stories and adding them to our collection of real-life horrors. Stay safe out there, and until next time, keep your eyes open and your senses sharp.